This is kind of giving all the things. Like, you can't help but stay engaged in the story. Y'all know I love me a short chapter. So I'm going to be sharing it spoiler free, obviously. Could literally read this in one sitting. You just get sucked into it. Hello chapter besties, and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be strictly about our February book of the month. I did one January and I really enjoyed doing it. It was super duper fun. The book was really good too as well. It was a thriller. This month I chose, I think this is like literary fiction or contemporary fiction or something like that. But I told y'all this is only my second month with book of the month, and I told y'all how they definitely got me with the $5 special they was running all pretty much the end of last year. I did go with Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. Just came out this month, February. I think early February. But anyway, for those who don't know, my name is Angie. I primarily read romance and suspense, but every now and then I will read literary fiction, contemporary fiction, historical fiction. But romance is really my jam. That's where it's at for me. But yeah, so this book, or this vlog, is all about Good Dirt. And Charmaine Wilkerson, she wrote Black Cake. And I'm so pissed because I wish I had read the book before I watched the show. Because the show, y'all don't even understand how good that show was. Like, if you didn't watch the show, I just know that book was fire. So I may go back and read that book. We're gonna dig into this. I'm gonna share what it's about. Sometimes the only way back, or the only way forward, is to look back. Interesting. When 10-year-old Abby Freeman heard the gunshot, time stopped. When she saw her brother Baz on the floor, surrounded by shattered pieces of a treasured heirloom, her life felt shattered as well. The crime was never solved. Ever since the Freemans, one of the only black families in a well-to-do enclave in New England, have dreaded becoming the center of another media frenzy. But when now-grown Abby's high-profile romance falls apart, that's exactly what happens. Abby flees to France only for her past to follow. As she processes the shock, she begins to think about the other loss of family suffered that day. The stoneware jar that had been in their family for generations, brought north by an enslaved ancestor. Soon Abby realizes that the handcrafted piece held more than just her family's history. It might also be the key to claiming a new future. Wilkerson traces the reverberations of a crime, the fracturing of a family, and the myriad choices we face when we try to ease the wounds of the past and grapple with the fragments of a fraught inheritance. With its weaving of voices and deft movement through time and place, Good Dirt showcases Wilkerson's signature style and mastery of her craft, which I know Black Cake is lit, confirming her place as one of the most exciting novelists writing today. So I think it's told in different perspectives. I'm not sure, but like I said, this is the vlog solely about this book, so I'm going to be sharing it spoiler free, obviously. So yeah, it's about, let's see how many pages it is. I want to get through it. Oh, it's only 352 pages, so that's not bad at all. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Good morning, guys. It is Tuesday. Whew, the week has already gone by so quickly, but it's Tuesday. I am on, so there's no chapters, it's just page numbers. So I'm on page 19, Flight, right now. I read like a chapter this morning, so I didn't leave off. I didn't read that much yesterday. I only read like 16 pages because I had to edit that video. Y'all know editing takes forever. And then I had lost, or not lost the clip. A clip got deleted, so I had to re-edit that one clip. But anyway, this book, Charmaine Wilkerson, this is my first book by the author. And her writing is so... If I didn't have stuff to do yesterday, like get that video edited so it could upload today, I would have sat and read more of this book. I probably could literally read this in one sitting if I didn't have nothing to do all day, like if I just took a Saturday. Like, her writing is so impeccable. Like, it's so convincing. It's like you're there, like you can feel it, like you could see it, like you could just, I'm captivated. And there's not too many authors that can do it outside of my favorite genre, romance. Like, pretty much anybody can write a romance and I'm all into it, but for me to go outside of my genre, which I still have to find out what genre this is exactly, if it's contemporary or literary fiction, but when I'm outside of my genre and you captivate me the way that she's captivated me, listen, if you've ever read a Charmaine Wilkerson book, please let me know in the comments your thoughts, because wow, like, I'm just engrossed into it. Like, I want more. And also, y'all, the chapters are super duper short. Y'all know I love me a short chapter. For some reason, I feel like when you have short chapters, you can get through a book very quickly. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let me know how y'all feel, because yeah. So let me go look up if this is what genre this actually is. I'm curious to see. But I also love the family heirloom aspect to it, because I have a family heirloom passed down from my she was double great. So my great grandma on my grandfather's side, I have her china. So I'm very like into that stuff like that. Like, my uncle passed away from leukemia when he was 11. This was before I was born, and my grandma gave me his watch. So people are known to give me like family heirlooms, because I take really good care of stuff that's just like, I'm very protective of things. And so I love that aspect about this book. Like, it's just, yeah. So we're gonna get into it. We may go to the cafe and read a little bit today, I don't know, but sometime this week we will be going to the cafe. I may end up at the bookstore, I don't know, we'll see. Hey y'all, it's your girl. I know y'all seen me this morning in pajamas, and it's nighttime and I'm back in pajamas. Okay, I have not been a good vlogger today. I got a little headache, so I kind of took a nap. But I am on page 56. I'm still going to try to read. I have a feeling I'm going to be up really late tonight, because that's been like my MO lately, staying up late. So I'm definitely going to try to get to my page goal. I have about like 50 more pages to get there, so that's a piece of cake. But this book is so good. Ugh, I got sleep in my eyes and everything. Like, what is going on? Help me. So it's told from 3 different perspective or time periods. The 1800s, I'm still trying to figure out how that's tying in. I think it's like maybe her family or something like that, but I can't remember the name. But anyway, and then the 1900s is when the tragedy happened. And then of course, I think it's 2019 or something like that, which is like considered present day for them. So the girl in the story, Abby, her family has faced a tragedy, and she's from like an affluent black family. You guys know, with affluent people, like, tragedy and anything negative or bad, I have somebody in my family like that too, actually. Anything considered like bringing negative attention is kind of frowned upon. So she's kind of dealing with that, and then something happened in her adult life. So as a child, she faced tragedy, and then in her adult life, something happened with a significant other. So she just flees to France, from Connecticut to France, to like kind of decompress, like something we wish we could do sometimes when life ain't hitting for us. But so she decompresses with her friend Hannah out there, but Hannah's not, I forget where Hannah is, but she's in this cottage, I guess that's what you can call it, and her ex and his new bae shows up. So that's where we're at in this book. It is historical fiction. I needed to come back and tell y'all that it is considered historical fiction, and I'm actually seeing where it's historical fiction. But I popped back on because I'm reading on page 56, you know, black families, especially black grandmas, they are so serious, because we were not, when I was growing up, my grandma made me say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Like I had to have manners, not just outside of the house but inside of the house as well. Like there was round the clock manners. And so the grandma asked the kids a question and they say so she was like anybody know in a black family, you say yes, no, or yes ma'am, no ma'am. Like you don't be shaking your head. So she says, how many times do I have to remind you two that you are not donkeys? And that brought back so much nostalgia for me. Like just my grandma saying like billy goats bob their heads. Like that's what my grandma would always say. Like we like answer like this, she was like billy goats bob their heads. And so that was really, really cute. But this book is one of those books I told y'all earlier that you can really fly through. It does have, I did look at, oh, it has 4 parts it looks like. Yeah, I am at the point now where I'm like, I think I'm really going to go get Black Cake, because her writing style to me is just magnificent. It keeps you engaged. Like I'm obsessed. So I'll tap back in with y'all when I have something to say or something to update y'all. Again, this is spoiler free, so don't feel like I'm going to share something that is going to spoil the book for you, because I don't want to do that for anybody. So I will be back when I'm back. Okay, so this is one of those books that you actually tab, because there are some freaking gems in here right now. And these, oh my gosh. So the grandmother says, not all the moments will be good ones. That is part of life, but it's nice if you can hold on to something you have appreciated. Then she says, Baz, the Ebby's brother, he says, they were talking about believing stuff that's in books and stuff, especially you know, self-help books and stuff like that. You have to have discernment on what you're taking in and what you're receiving. So they were talking about that. So he says, I am thinking about the book. I don't have to believe everything I read in a book. Just think about it. And really, whether you're reading romance, whether you're reading fantasy, whether you're reading sci-fi, whatever the case may be, like, you don't always have to be reading self-help books to get something out of something like this. This is historical fiction, and I'm already have taken some gems out of there. I have taken gems out of romances. I have taken gems out of, well, I don't read fantasy, but I'm pretty sure I would take something out of there. Like it's just about thinking and, like, you know, reminiscing too. A lot of this stuff in this book so far has been reminders of things in my life or in my childhood and stuff like that. But yeah, I wish I was a tabber, because I'm about to start tabbing for real, because this is, I feel like I'm seeing some gems in here, but I'm going to be sharing the gems, y'all, for real, because I think I did like a whole video on quotes and books that really inspire me, because I'm like really big on quotes. But yeah, all right, let's continue on to my chapter, besties. I just got done finishing some reels, filmed like 2 of them, but we are on our way to the cafe to read some of Good Dirt, solely to focus on. Now I only made it to page 67 last night because I was watching Luka and the Lakers play, and I was just kind of distracted, so I didn't get to where I wanted to be. But it's Wednesday, so we have to gotta dig a little deep today. So we're on our way, and we're gonna go along for the journey. All right, I just left the cafe. I was only there for about an hour, and I read like 20 pages. I don't know what I was doing. I am a slow, well, okay, so I'm not a slow reader in general, right? But when I'm reading books, it's not that I read slow, but sometimes I have to read certain parts of books over and over and over again, especially like if I like the part, if it's like a smut scene or something, I get like really excited. Like, I don't know, like I cannot just read through without reading certain parts again. And this is so good. It's an iced peach green tea. But back to my point, that's what takes me so long to read books. But I think I'm gonna go home and fix my dinner and then just focus on reading this. I am on page like 90. I started on 67, so whatever, 23 pages like in an hour. Like, what's I doing? Then I had to take pictures, and so, you know, it wasn't even really an hour of reading. But I just wanted to come out here and just chill, get out of the house. Like, that's one of my goals, being working from home and stuff like that, is sometimes you can get kind of just, I don't know. But I really like this book. So we're getting like a bunch of different perspectives. Like, we're getting her parents' perspectives, we're getting Henry's. So it's kind of, it keeps you engaged when you have all those different perspectives like that. Like, you can't help but stay engaged in the story. So if that's your cup of tea, you will absolutely for sure love this book. But anyway, I am going to go because safety first, okay? So I'll see you guys all when I am ready to update you on something new. All right, hey guys, I am back home now. I prepped my dinner, peeled my potatoes and put them on. So it's 2:39, so I probably won't start cooking until about 5-ish. So I have 2 hours and 20 minutes to read as much as I can. The thing about reading when you're at home is you find stuff to do, you find stuff to get into, and I'm obviously still in the process of setting up in my home, and there's stuff to do. There is stuff to do, let's just say that.
A few moments later.
So I'm sitting here reading this book, right, and I'm thinking back to, I think it was The Things We Do for Love by Kristen Hanna. And the husband in that book kind of didn't understand the wife's like grieving process, because it dealt with infertility and stuff like that. And I'm starting to get the same vibe from this from Henry, which is Ebby's. So I'm starting to get the vibe that he's not understanding of the trauma that her and her family went through. And you don't know, like, so I had a cousin commit suicide. That literally like changed my whole perspective, because you hear about people committing suicide, you hear about it every day, all the time, but you don't never think that somebody that close to you would actually do it. And that really bothered me for so long because of that. And not saying that I'm like in trauma or something, but like this Ebby is, but it kind of just correlates a little bit. Like, you don't understand what people are kind of going through, like how they're processing things and stuff like that. And like, you may process certain things one way, and then somebody else may process it a certain way. And I just like, I hate seeing people not being supportive of their spouses and their process and how they get through things. And Henry is giving that vibe. I'm not really liking him right now. And I don't know if they're going to end up getting back together, but he better change his ways if they get back together. I'm not going to tell y'all any real tea, but it's just like, I don't like that. Henry, do better. Do better. This is totally random and has absolutely nothing to do with the book, but my husband is sleeping. I can't vent to him right now. But I wish LensCrafters would go back to hourglasses, or at least let you check the status of where your glasses is at in the process, because I have in my glasses, and I don't feel like putting my contacts on. I'm only going to wear my contacts in the summer now, but I have like film coming off of these glasses, and it's making it so hard for me to see like really well. Like, I'm like, is something happening to my eyesight? But the whole time it's just the film like coming off, because I've had these glasses for 2 years, going on 3 years now, because my prescription didn't change last year. But that has nothing to do with nothing. So I just needed to vent to somebody about it, because Oh my gosh. So pages 92, 93, and 94. I totally understand Abby. Like, oh my gosh, what she's experiencing, man, no wonder why she flew to France and then dyed her hair a tomato red. Like, she is, wow. I thought it was just wow. Hey y'all, it's your girl. I did not vlog at all yesterday. So my family's book club is about to meet in 40 minutes. So we're gonna try to read, just get a couple of chapters in. I left off on page 95, so we're gonna try to see how far we can get in the next 40 minutes. I do have book mail for my family's book club. I know this is about the book of the month, Charmaine Wilkerson, but I just wanted to share. We had decided, I think I read a Mimi Grace book before, I don't know, but this is what my family's book club is reading for the month of March, and it's in a series, so I'm excited to read it. And the book is so cute. It's like so little and just like, I don't know, it's like adorable. Look at it. All right, let's read some. Morning to my beautiful people. Okay, so we're gonna try to get as much done as good dirt as I can today. My battery is about to die, so I'm just gonna spruce this up. I did get to part 2, so my goal is to at least read all of part 2 today, because I want to get this video up by Friday because I'm a little bit behind on my book of the month book reading vlog. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna eat, and then we're gonna get into this book, and I'm going to tell you how much I love it so far without spilling any tea. Okay everybody, so it's been like a few hours since I touched base with you guys, but Good Dirt is one of those books where you can literally get like sucked into reading it all day long. Like you just want to like just put away anything else you have going on and just read this book, like, as it keeps you turning the page. And you know, so I don't like reading about slavery and stuff like that. Like, that's just not my thing, because sometimes I can just get a little bit angry over it. But I'm closer to 40 than I am 30, and it's like, it's time to like, this is making me want to read more about like slave fiction, not necessarily real life, like things that happened. Well, even though it's kind of based on a true story, but I just want to get into more historical fiction centered around like maybe like, you know, a slave romance. So if you guys have any suggestions out there for me, like Black slavery, historical fiction books that may have a little bit of romance in it, please put them in the comments, because I would love to read about those now, because this is really definitely making, it doesn't talk a lot about slavery, but at some points it's like, you know, it at one point they were talking about the back in the 1800s where a man, it was telling a woman's part of the story, and she was like, well, he's old enough to be my father. And I'm like, ugh. But that was what was going on back in those days. Like, men married younger, they impregnated younger, like this, you know, it's just the things that they did. It's just like the times are different now. So yeah, so I'm gonna see how much I can read today. Like I said, I wanted to get up to at least page 100 in, well, basically page 200. So I'm on page 164 now, so we can definitely do it. I do have to stop and fix dinner though. It's about 4:30 now, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, another thing too, I'm at a point now in the book where it's a little, well, a few pages before it was a little bit of mystery in there because they were trying to find somebody. So I do kind of like the aspect of when books have a little bit of romance, it has a little bit of mystery, there's some historical fiction. Like, this is kind of giving all the things. And yeah. Hey y'all, it's me again. It's almost 10:30 at night. I am on page 195, and I had just wanted to share something because I told y'all how I don't like reading books on slavery because it kind of just makes me feel away and stuff like that. But even though this is fiction, it's like this stuff really happened. And I just want to read a line. I don't want to read too much because I don't want to share too much. But basically, this guy is begging this man not to send him back because they're in slave times now where slavery was still a thing. And he kind of escapes. And I was thinking about all the people that escaped, that were like stowaways or whatever on ships or however they got to where they got, and they may have gotten caught and just like beg people not to send them back to their master and just like all these things. And it just makes me so sad that that was actually a freaking thing. Like, that really happened in those times. Like, that was normal in those times. And I don't know, I just like, ugh. But you know, I'm a big girl. I should be, you know, excited to read this stuff, and not excited, but just like more mature to read this stuff and not get in my feelings the way that I used to, which I'm surprised that I didn't get in my feelings. It just was a little sad for a moment because you think like, yes, I'm reading fiction, but parts of this fiction actually happened. This might not be the exact story, but parts of this actually did transpire. And it's just, anyway, we're gonna read a few more pages tonight. Oh wait, y'all, I'm back. So there is another quote in here that says, to tell your story was to experience a kind of freedom. And so we were talking about this at church on Sunday, about how like your testimony is not just for you. Like, all the trials and tribulations that you go through are not just for you to share, it's for you to share with the world, because it's going to strengthen somebody around you. It's going to help somebody around you. Like, that's what life is about, helping people, loving your neighbor as yourself, like just making sure you're strengthening the people around you when you have been converted or when you have, you know, gone through something, like sharing your experiences with people. And I thought that was deep. To tell your story was to experience a kind of freedom. When you do tell your story, when you do give your testimony, you do feel a certain amount of freedom. And I know that personally from just sharing my story on my old podcast and stuff, like getting married young and how like me and Nate struggled financially. Like, we were very, very poor, and just like how we shared sandwiches off the dollar menu, like all the things like that was so freeing to me. And helped a lot of people understand that young marriage in general is not easy. I don't care what people tell you. My grandparents have been married 50 plus years, and they will tell you that marriage is not easy. Like, it's just no way. So anybody that's telling you it is easy, that's a red flag. And clearly they haven't been through anything and experienced anything. And if they haven't, they don't know if their relationship can even stand anyway. So what's the point of even listening to them? But I digress, because if y'all don't know, that's what I talk about in my regular life. But I just love that. Share your testimony, share. And you know, the crazy part is a lot of people live in this delusion of perfection. Like, they're embarrassed by it. Like, there's no reason to be embarrassed. Like, there's literally people going through worse things than you, or either the same thing. So it's literally no reason to be embarrassed by your experiences. So yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I am gonna finish this part. Like I said, we're like right at part 3. Okay, I got 1 page left, and then we're going to bed. Hey y'all, I don't know if I introed a new day or not, but oh no, I lost my page. You know how you hold your book like this, and I just messed up, set down the page. So I was at Henry in the Morning. So I was on chapter Henry in the Morning, I think page 232, and I was thinking about like racism and how this book is a reminder that it doesn't even matter your class. Like if you're African American with money or whatever, you're still black. And that's the thing. Like with class doesn't, how do I want to say this? Class does not mean anything if your race doesn't match what people want it to match. I'll say that. And it just reminded me in this book about how racism is truly a learned behavior, because it's like, they're in 2019. Like, why are we still discussing this? Even to this very day, like, why are we still discussing some of the things that we are discussing? Like, let it go. Like, it's not, it's ridiculous. Like, let it go. But I will say, when I saw that, I am getting a little bit more mature and realizing that I can read stuff like this and be okay with it and not feel a certain type of way about it. But still, it's just like, come on now. Come on now. But anyway, I'm on page 234. It's about almost 2:30. I did read a little bit this morning, but like I said, once you get past page 200, let me tell you something. It's up from there. Like, you do not want to put it down. I had to go to at home because I needed to get some things, and that's the only reason why I put it down, because I had to do what I needed to do today, and I had to get another SD card. But if it was not for that, I probably would have been finished this book by now. Like, it's literally after page 200, like, you're literally like this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And it doesn't help in a good way that the chapters are short. So you're just like, okay. And then I'll get up in a minute and finish what I need to finish around the house. Okay, and then I'll read another, you know, like, you just get sucked into it. That's the power of a good book. I love it. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I'm probably gonna end up rating this a good, I don't do half stars because it's just like, I don't have time for that. But it's literally right now in between 4 and 5 star. I want to say 5 star because this probably will be something that I will read again, but I don't know. We're leaning towards a really good book here, and I'm excited about that. So anyway, we're gonna finish this up, and I'm gonna touch base when I have something else to like share about the book that's not really gonna spoil it. I am sitting here reading. I'm on page like 270 now, and I'm sitting here thinking about how history truly impacts the newer generation. Like, it's so important to know history. It's so important to learn history because it kind of makes us who we are. And I don't know, this story or this book is bringing out so many different emotions from me, and in a good way too. It's not a negative way, but it's just like, it just has me thinking a lot, and me I don't know, I just feel a lot when I read this, like just a lot of thoughts, a lot of, you know, feelings, and it's a magnificent story. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I highly recommend Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson. I'm literally going to read Black Cake because her writing is just, she just got it. Like, some authors, they just have it. Like, they convince you, and I'm here with her. Like, I'm right here in the story with her. Like, I can see everything, I can feel everything, and I love that, especially when you're dealing with something that's outside of your normal genre. So for romance, I can pretty much read any romance book, and it's like, whatever. I'm like, it's just, I can read any romance book and I won't end up hating the genre. Like, I can read a cheesy, a corny, it could suck to me, it could be great, like, and I won't care. I'll still go back to the genre because that's my genre. Same with suspense, right? I had one good suspense. The rest of them this year have been, you know, just okay. Well, I think I only read 2 suspenses this year. So one was good, okay, and then one was just like, I gotta finish it, and I heard that the ending is not even great. But anyway, but when you dip outside of your genre, your normal genre, which for me is like lit fic, contemporary fiction, historical fiction, fantasy, which is a whole nother topic, and an author can just like draw you in, like, this book is what reading is about. Like, it's just, I know I sound dramatic right now, I know I do, but it's good to me. I don't know how anybody else felt about it. Matter of fact, let's go on Goodreads and see what the people are saying. Not that I care, because if you don't like this book, something is clearly wrong with you. But let me just see like a consensus of what people's thoughts are. So it has a 9,692 ratings as of today. 2,107 reviews, a 4.12 rating, which is excellent. So most people have rated it 4 stars, with 5 stars being a close second. So yeah, like who 1-starred this? DNF at 140, so bored. See, that's the thing, like baby, when you get 200 and above, it's up. Like this is why you don't DNF books, y'all. This is exactly why, because you DNF at 42%. See, love Black Cake, but this was so slow and boring. See, you know, this story simply is not good, and I found it to be a complete waste of time. It is just about a jar. Every backstory, every slave ancestor story revolves around this jar. So I don't think people understand, like, if you don't have something that's passed down in your family, you will not appreciate this book. Like I told y'all earlier in this vlog that I have china that was passed down from my great-great-grandmother, my grandfather's grandmother. And so if you don't have heirlooms like that, or something that's passed down to you, you're not, and it doesn't mean anything to you, this is not going to mean, this book is not going to do it for you. But I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, maybe something's wrong with me, but I love it, guys. I love it. If you read it, let me know your thoughts in the comments, okay? And you know, the person that said that it's just a book about a jar, right? The jar would remain in the big house through childbirths, wars, the Spanish flu, stock market crashes, house renovations, until 1984, when I'm not going to finish that, even though it's not really a spoiler. But it's just like when you have something that's been through just different, what's the word I'm looking for? Different highlights of the world. Like, think about something that you have during the recession, during COVID, like something that you still have to that day, that you've experienced the things you went through, and it's like, oh my goodness, my grandkids one day, or my great grandkids are gonna have this, and they're gonna have this memory of my great grandmother. She had this through the recession in 2008. She had this through COVID in 2020, or whatever we are about to go through, or have gone through, that I missed. Like, it's just, I don't know, like I am really sentimental like that. So like I said, this is kind of my speed. It's kind of my speed. Hey y'all, your girl is back. She got her hair done, okay? I'm loving it. I'm really excited because this frees me up a lot in the morning. Like, wearing your hair natural, even when it's out straightened with a silk press or something, like, it's a lot. But anyway, we are on part 4 of this book, page 293. So we have about 50 pages left, so we're going to get into this, finish this up today. The video is going to post tomorrow, hopefully. Let's say a prayer on that one. But y'all, I told y'all last night about how much I love this, and I can't get enough of it. So let's do this. Let's finish this. Ugh, my forehead is so big, y'all. Let's finish this up, and then I'm gonna give my final review, and yeah, hopefully y'all go want to pick it up too. Well, hello my loves, we finished Good Dirt. Oh my gosh, really good. The ending kind of got a little boring, but overall the book was really good. I think I'm going to go with a 4-star rating. If you have heirlooms in your family, or something that was passed down to you, something that is really meaningful, something that has like some history behind it, you will definitely love this book. I love the historical fiction tied into the present day. They touched on a lot of different issues, and I was really I felt honored to read it. Like I said, the author's Charmaine Wilkerson's writing is very kind of just draws you in. And like I told y'all, at the 200 page mark, it's just like boom, boom. You keep flipping the pages until you can't flip no more. So that concludes the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm a little behind on my February, but we got it done. So be on the lookout for Marches coming in the next couple of weeks, and I hope to see you guys all in the next video. Have a blessed day. Oh yeah, let me know if you like Good Dirt, if you read it, if you plan to read it. Let me know, like, talk to me, let's have a conversation. All right guys, I'll see you guys all in the next one.
Hold on.
Well, hello guys. How are my favorite besties doing? I am currently 3, 2, 1. I don't like that intro. Hey y'all, it's me. It's like 9. No, it's 10:20. Oh, hold on. Hey.